deception for girls to wear makeup.
You can say everything's a deception, can't you? Because you're like shape-ups is deception.
Everyone bases everything on physical attraction. You don't go like, oh, I see that person across the street, he's got a nice personality.
Like girls' Instagram pictures that wear like heavy makeup.
Because I like.
If you honestly, to God, think that I was born with red lips and maybe the problem is with you and not with me. That's just my personal attitude, and I feel like it's not deception because it's not about you. Like for me to lie to you, it would actually have to involve you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, street, it's you being naive and someone putting it on at the end of the day, you know. And you know, like when you find out, you know, when you're watching wrestling and you find out it's fake, are you angry? No, because at the end of the day, like you wanted to believe the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to believe that was on you. And so if you're upset, then.
Like when you invest time into things, like you'll notice, like you want someone to tell you, like, you look good, you look nice. I think everyone here is kind of lying to themselves. Basically, because no one just wakes. No one goes to the bathroom for like 2 hours, trying to fleek their eyeliner or their brows to go out and like no one say shit.
No, I do.
I do it myself.
And you have a rough idea of how this girl will look without makeup. There's not saying, oh, she's gonna go from an 8 to a 2. No. Like, are you gonna say your wife's gonna you're gonna have a wedding with your wife, blah blah blah. You're gonna see your wife with makeup. Then the next day you wake up and you see her looking like a 2. Are you gonna get a divorce straight away? It's not gonna work.
Personally, no, I don't see any kind of makeup as a deception, personally, because I don't think anybody else's opinion should determine what you do with your insecurity. As soon as I'm done in the morning, I look in the mirror and say, God damn, like shit, God, wow, wow, like that's quite the transformation. But more time, Rio, anybody who goes to Talis, sometimes I don't come into school with makeup, and most of you are just like, I don't see the difference. So I think the fact that you're saying that, okay, last night she was an 8, tomorrow morning she's a 2, that's a lie, because more time, my nose is not going to transform shapes, my eyes are not going to go from brown to blue. So you can tell, what he said, you can tell what someone is.
When makeup a deception, what is a deception? Misrepresentation of that.
But there was a story of a guy, he married a woman who had plastic surgery, and they had children. The children were ugly. He felt like his children were ugly. I haven't seen the children. I just read the story. Yeah? Apparently the children were ugly. So he took his wife to court, suing her because he had done plastic.
Well, he's disgusting. He's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like the guy either. But here's the point.
The reasons why they wear it is because when they look around on the media, when they look on Instagram, what they see is they don't see girls with acne, they don't see girls with stretch marks, which predominantly most girls have, you know, and so that's why they feel the need to deceive or cover up or whatever you want to call it, or express themselves. And so it's easy to point the finger at the leaf, but you're missing the whole tree. That's what I'm trying to say.
Cool. But I feel like lots of people in denial about oh, I'm doing it for myself. Oh, everyone here has done something to, even though you're not thinking, oh, I'm doing it to impress someone, even the clothes you wear.
The time that some girls put into doing their makeup, it could be used to better yourself, you know, within. But we don't live in a world where people look in within. We live in a world people look at the physical value. So I think before you say, oh, she's deception, she's this, you need to look at yourself and what input you're putting into it. If you're judging a girl morally based on their looks, then that's your problem, because you shouldn't be looking at girls like that. You should be looking at
for sure. For like, as much as you might say it's this and it's my choice and you want to do that, blah 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 blah, you're doing it for other reasons, because you want to look a certain way, because you want to fit a certain beauty ideal. You're consciously doing that.
So I have a question. Do we not all indulge in things to fit a mould? You're wearing Adidas. You could have easily paid about £20-30 less to get something from Primark, but you chose to get Adidas. You could have
I'm admitting that, but I feel like so I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We all do it, male and female, regardless of the differences, but we do it in different ways, and it's all to look pleasing to get yourself a mate and to give yourself more opportunities, social opportunities and things like that, because the world is based heavily around looks. So
females and then the guys, like, we all like each other at the end of the day. Unless, like,
please.
at the end of the day, we all like each other. Like, there's nothing wrong with wearing, like, putting on makeup to look nice for yourself and to look nice for some guy to talk to you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a guy getting shape up to look nice for himself and to look nice for girls too. So it's,
I've heard that, or from this debate anyway, that society sets high standards for women in terms of how to look. But then this same society sets standards for men. Sex sells, and the way women portray themselves, the way men portray themselves sells. Why do you think companies, top corporations, don't hire ugly receptionists? It's true. So you're doing it for. I so much agree with her. You do things to a certain extent. You do it for yourself, but you also do it to please society, and you do it to fit into where you would not ordinarily fit into. So yes, you're deceiving. Men do wear makeup for TV, and that is so true. So they are deceiving. You're trying to look better than you originally would. So you're deceiving.
Thank you so much.
I feel like if everyone just loved themselves unconditionally and truly knew their worth regardless of their appearance, because when we die our body is rotting, like maggots will eat our body, and stop putting too much value on our body and more within, then this question wouldn't even be brought up. Like, whether you're male, female, if you loved yourself, you wouldn't actually care what the other person was doing. You would just see them through the eyes of love instead of the eyes of material and physical.
Toby and